Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm really excited to share with you all some fall sort of trends that I'm really excited about, and then some fall trends that I don't think I will be participating in. Not that there's anything wrong with them. I'm just going to kind of walk through why I'm excited about certain ones and why I'm not excited about others potentially. So if you like my style or you have a style that is similar to mine, then you might enjoy this video and hopefully it'll get you really excited for the new fall fashions like I am. I'm going to start with clothes and then I'm going to kind of move into accessories. So the first trend that I will be participating in is sort of this collegiate look, so very like college inspired. I don't know about you all, but it just kind of reminds me of like J. Crew from the 90s. We all know the 90s is really, really big right now, but I just sort of love that like Northeastern fall fashion type style. So the biggest way that I'm going to be sprinkling this into my wardrobe in the fall is through a bomber jacket and or bomber jackets. I actually already do own one black bomber jacket, but I just picked up this new one from COS. It is beautiful, it's wool, and it just has that really fun collegiate kind of vibe without going too far into that, I dare say, like costumey space. But if you do want to go like full out, maybe you are in college and that's just your reality, there are a lot of really good options. H&M has had some really cool bomber jackets. They had this really great Los Angeles one that sold out. That was a really cool look. And yeah, there's just a lot of good options out there right now. H&M has also been pushing a lot of like UCLA sweaters, things like that. I don't know. I personally think it's a little weird to wear something from a college you didn't go to, but that's just me. But overall, the idea is like standing in the stands at an American football game, sort of what would you be wearing? And so for me personally, I will be embracing this look with awesome bomber jackets, especially this one from COS that's like a little more downplayed, a little more sophisticated. Another way that I'm going to be incorporating that kind of like all-American collegiate look into my style is through, honestly, shoes I've already been wearing a lot, my Converse sneakers. So I will be sprinkling that in. I think that's a very just cool, classic sort of all-American look alongside some Levi's jeans, as well as my new Adidas Samba tennis shoes. I think these are just very athletic, kind of looking with the three stripes, of course. I mean, they actually are soccer shoes. Not this particular version, but you know, they started as soccer shoes, so definitely sort of give off those like fun athletic vibes. So I'm all about this look for fall. I think it's practical, youthful, but without trying too hard. And so yeah, all about the sort of collegiate look. On the flip side, a trend that I think is a little overdone at this point that I will not be participating in the fall is sort of the like old money blazer look. And there's nothing wrong with that. I actually have one myself that I picked up last year and I just don't wear it. It's just too prim and proper for my particular style. I like things that are a little more understated, a little more laid back. And I just think, again, these sort of lean almost too much in the like costume realm. I think like it's ironic because you end up sort of trying to dress like old money, but you don't really look like old money. And so yeah, I don't know. I do think these are, if you're into this very like preppy, sophisticated look, I think there's a ton of great options still. This is definitely not a trend that's gonna like disappear in the fall, which is why I'm calling out that I'm not gonna be buying any more of these. But yeah, I just think this one's a little bit overdone. And I think we're gonna look back on this kind of like we looked at the like Valentino rock stud shoe phase kind of thing. Also, I apologize if I sound a little weird. I am sick right now. So another trend that's sort of in the jacket category that I'm not going to be participating in is this really exaggerated blazer. So you guys know I love a blazer. I love an oversized blazer, but as I've mentioned a few videos back, I'm more into the fitted, streamlined look currently. I just think it looks a little more polished. And I am into the trend of having it sort of nip in at the waist. I got this really beautiful wool blazer from COS during their big sale. I'll leave that video linked above and below. And it nips in at the waist, which is a huge trend, that big hourglass sort of Dior inspired look. However, I've seen brands like the Frankie Shop and H&M really explode this trend by making blazers that are just so enormously oversized. I just think it's like, it's too much. It's trying too hard. It's trying too hard to make a statement, in my opinion. And so having a blazer that's like 3 times the size of my body is not a trend that I will be leaning into in the fall. So now let's talk about some bottoms. So a big trend right now in this sort of denim arena is a wide leg jean. And I think this is super fun. I love a wide leg pant. I have one of my favorite pairs of jeans actually is an Alexander Wang, really wide leg, gorgeous high-waisted pant that I wear with heels or with boots. They are really light washed. I will say dark denim is a much bigger trend this fall, which I just think looks super chic. Obviously, I'm wearing this shirt. And yeah, so a wide leg pant I think looks so good with like a shorter sort of crew neck sweater, a little crop sweater, big scarf. That bomber jacket again would look really cute over this, but I just think a wide leg jean can go into more dressy territory if you wanted to. It looks really great with the heel. It's a little bit harder to pair with flats, like with ballet flats, for example. I probably wouldn't pair it with that, but I do think a wide leg jean looks really cool and really laid back with like a Samba sneaker or something like that. So I will kind of be pairing my wide leg jeans with more of a slimmer, athletic looking sneaker, again, to throw back to that sort of collegiate look. And I hinted about this a little bit with the shirt, but another big trend that I will hopefully be participating in is denim on denim, and particularly a dark denim on denim. In general, denim on denim is really huge, but I think a dark denim on denim looks really chic. It looks really streamlined and very seasonally appropriate. I like denim because it's unexpected a little bit when you pair it top and bottom. It's like pairing black and navy. It feels a little bit rebellious in a way, just because I think in the past, I mean, just think like Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake at the VMAs. I think it was the VMAs. That could come off as a little bit non-elegant, I guess you could say, even though it was awesome. But you know what I mean. I just think denim sort of gets a bad rep sometimes, but I think having really beautiful, like this shirt, for example, from H&M, extremely gorgeous detailing, structured, thick denim. I just think mixing different textures, like a denim with leather, with, again, denim with sweaters, I just think visually makes an outfit so interesting if you're not so interested in breaking up an outfit with colors. I think different textures is like a perfect way to make a cool outfit even cooler. So very into this whole denim on denim trend. One type of denim trend that I will not be participating in, it's not even just denim, it's actually just, it can be applied to all things. I've seen it on shoes, I've seen it on tops, I've seen it on lots of denim. And that is sort of metallic silver clothing. Now, don't get me wrong, when I was growing up, it was the age of Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, boy bands, pop music, which is why this is coming back. It's very circa early 2000s, late 90s, the millennium, you know, the millennium metallic. And it's super cool. If I was in my early 20s, I would love this. I would be heading out at night in that silver tube top and silver cargo pants all day, every day. But now that I'm in my mid 30s, I'm not on board with the metallic look. I honestly don't even love a metallic shoe. If you did want to dabble in this trend, metallic shoe or a metallic bag is definitely the way to do that without it being like so overly trendy. But for me personally, this trend is just like way too much into my childhood, and I'm just not here for it coming back around. And I just think it's going to date really quickly, and I think it's going to be one of those things that you're going to wear and it's going to be exciting the first or second time that you wear it, and then it sort of loses its excitement after a while, which if you're really wanting to make great investments and be excited about your wardrobe for the long term, then I think investing in some more classic pieces that are trend led, you know, like a denim shirt or something, then I think, I don't know, that's just how I would like to spend my money. Kind of on that note is the whole sheer trend. So along that sort of like 90s vibe, a lot of like sheer tops, sheer dresses, ruching. that's all coming back as well. And for me personally, there's certain ways that I would wear this trend. Zara has some really cool, this beautiful outfit. It was like a sheer sort of kimono almost with sheer pants. I could see that being just really gorgeous around the house, and it's black, so it's a little more subtle, and you guys know I love black. Another way is like a really chic structural top that's sheer. I love that for the holidays. I think it's a great way to sort of add some excitement to an outfit. So I would totally wear sheer in that way. That's how I would, you know, style this trend, even though I'm not honestly that excited about it to go run out and even purchase these items. But if you were into wanting to be more trend-led this fall, that's how I would wear the sheer trend. However, the sheer trend, again, I'll show a picture of this like ruching and the color and the ruching and the sheer. It's just like a lot of look going on at one time. And again, I just think it's a bit much for me as like a minimalist, more minimalist dresser. So definitely not a trend that I'm going to be dipping my toes into this fall. Another trend, which ironically, you would think at first glance, this would be something I would be really into, and they look fantastic. And what I'm talking about are knit sets. So a matching knit top with a matching knit skirt particularly. And the reason this is going to be a no for me is because I've actually had knit sets in the past, and I don't love the way that the skirts fit. Even if it's like an A-line skirt, which can be more forgiving around the stomach region and stuff, I just think in the winter, having to wear like Spanx or some kind of undergarments with this knitted skirt, it just like clings in all the weird places. I just personally, I don't find it as effortless. I am much more partial to a sweater dress, which gives a much more streamlined, straight up and down kind of look. I mean, if you can cinch it in at the waist if you want to with a belt or something, but I just think for me personally, I find that more flattering. It makes me look taller, sleeker, more sophisticated versus the breakup and this sort of like A-line with the top. It's just not as flattering a look, and I've just had it in the past and I didn't wear it, so it's not going to be something that I'm going to be investing in this fall. Knitwear in general, I didn't call this out as a trend because honestly wearing cashmere in this winter or the fall is not a trend. It's just kind of what people do, but cashmere is everywhere. I mean, probably with the whole quiet luxury trend and stuff, like I'm sure this is why even more high street brands like an H&M, Zara, they're all coming out with really premium and cashmere, you know, that's upwards $150, $200. And so cashmere is everywhere, but a way that it has become a little trendy, which I find really interesting, is having sort of deconstructed cashmere. So having, whether that's sort of the neckline cut out of it for more visual interest, or Zara has sort of one that's like slashed on the side. That's been a really huge thing, is having knitwear that has cutouts, again, to make it more visually interesting and just not sort of your basic knitwear item. I actually have a sweater that I've had for almost 3 years from Frankie Shop that does have some really interesting cutouts. I love it. I like wearing sort of all black so that the cutouts really shine through. Cutouts can be tricky for sure, especially because, yeah, you either have to wear something underneath that's very sleek but contrasting. So say you have a black sweater, having like a white top underneath, or if you have a gray sweater, that one's a little tougher. But in general, you don't normally want to have like a knitwear on and then having your midriff sort of hanging out for like a draft. It's not like super practical in my opinion. And so, yeah, so the cutout thing I think is super interesting. I'm happy I already have a piece like that in my closet. I'm not getting rid of it. I love it. Probably not going to add any more to my closet, but that's definitely something that I've been noticing in a lot of the online stores, that this is definitely going to be a big thing in the fall. Another trend that I've been seeing that at first glance you would think that I would be really into is the sort of menswear trend. And what I mean by that is like not just menswear inspired, like a blazer or a pinstripe or a waistcoat. You're definitely seeing waistcoats all again. They sort of were last fall into these linen sets in the summer, and now we're seeing them in heavier fabrics in the fall and winter, which I'm really excited about. I'm talking about like on the nose, menswear inspired pieces. So pieces that either have something like suspenders, I've seen these at Frankie Shop, or pieces that have a tie attached to them. These are pieces that I think are cool and interesting, of course, because yeah, I love a menswear inspired trend. However, I think again, they're a bit too on the nose, a bit too literal for me. And I personally, for me and my wardrobe, I think they would be trying a little too hard, if that makes sense. And I don't think they would incorporate well into my wardrobe. I don't think when I'm looking to just grab a shirt, I want to feel menswear inspired. So I might wear a really structured, denim shirt like this with really structured denim straight line pants, but I don't necessarily think, oh yeah, I'm really wanting to wear that cotton shirt with a tie on it. And so, plus if it's not pre-done, you have to learn how to tie a tie, and it's like a whole situation. So for me personally, I just am not going to be picking up anything that's like so heavily in the menswear space. But I do think there are fun ways to dabble in menswear, again, to be menswear inspired. I think waistcoats are a great way to do that. I think sweater vests are a great way to do that. I think wearing more column-like jeans that maybe don't hug your curves as much is a great way to sort of dabble into menswear. But I like those subtle nods. Again, I think that's the way that I prefer to do it, instead of the really obvious, like, wear a suspender, wear a tie. All right, so now I want to move into these sort of accessories, so shoes and jewelry. And this is a trend that's definitely been around last year and it's following into this year, and that is the Mary Jane. And I will 100% be following this trend. I was super fortunate to grab the AD, I forget what they're called, I'll leave them linked below, but their version of the Mary Jane in the really beautiful black Napa leather. Didn't get to wear them as much during the summer because it's summer and I was wearing other shoes, but yeah, it's definitely a great option to wear into fall with jeans. Super excited about the Mary Jane trend continuing. And another interesting way that they're sort of riffing on the Mary Jane trend is adding a little bow on the normal little Mary Jane strap, or adding a heel or like extra straps. So it's interesting to see how companies are sort of expanding upon this trend to make it even more different and interesting. They're also coming in with metallics and satins. Again, not my thing. I love kind of the more basic neutral tones, but in general, the Mary Jane is definitely here to stay and definitely something I'm excited to wear more of in the fall. On the flip side, the thing that's really coming back, which again, doesn't really work for me because I don't live in a car city. I walk everywhere. So if I wore these around New York, I'd probably take a tumble and break my leg within the first 30 minutes. And what I'm talking about are really intense platform, almost platform loafers, I would say, more so than just a platform pump. Like, we've seen the whole bright colored satin platform pumps from Versace and from Valentino, but now it's really morphing into, again, that sort of collegiate schoolgirl look where it's a platform loafer. And H&M has had this, but even Hermes has ones right now with a big oversized Kelly buckle. And A, my feet are huge, so this makes my feet look even larger. B, not that practical. However, if you're really into high heels, maybe you're more petite, I think this could be a super, super cute look. It just doesn't work as well for me personally because of my lifestyle. So I'm not going to be partaking in sort of the platform loafer trend this fall. So another footwear trend that I will be leaning into in the fall, even though not probably that far into the fall because it is an open toe look, but I'm talking about the muled heel, a heel that's a mule. I don't know how to say it exactly, but I think these are super flattering. The fact that the strap goes down so low on the foot, I think just really elongates the leg. I picked up a tan pair from Mango over the summer that I think is going to carry into fall, early fall, and a black pair from COS that's actually still on sale, or still for sale. And yeah, I just think this is a really sophisticated, easy to wear look. The heels are not too high. However, it's not the most easy to wear look in that they're hard to walk in a little bit. So I haven't worn these out too often, to be perfectly honest. So this might be a trend that I end up regretting in the future, but I just think that design is so flattering on the foot that I'm really trying to make this look work. Overall, it's heavily, heavily inspired by the Louboutin Dolly shoe, which I think is gorgeous, and one day maybe I will own it if I find that I'm wearing these mules constantly, but the muled heel is definitely a trend that I would rather take a risk on over, say, like the platform shoe trend. Another trend I will be dabbling in, but not sort of in the way that it's popping up right now, is the big chunky jewelry trend. And I mean big. So I'm talking really huge big earrings, really big necklaces, and most of the ones that I've seen are in this really big silver finish. And that's the reason I won't be participating in this trend, because I'm not a silver person. I love gold jewelry. I just think it looks better with my skin tone, with my hair tone. And so for me personally, I'm still going to be wearing my chunky earrings that I got from COS about 6 or 7 months ago now. They're definitely tough to wear, I'm not gonna lie. Someone actually asked me too how they're wearing. They wear great in terms of them not bothering my ears from the metallic perspective. The metals don't bother me, and they haven't worn in any way or warped their color or whatnot. So they're really great in that regard. They're just heavy. And that's the other thing with these big chunky earrings, big chunky necklaces, is they can be really heavy and they're not the easiest to wear. I definitely in general prefer these little earrings that I have on now from COS, these little mismatched pearl earrings, just because they're so lightweight. This one's actually a clicker style, which is really easy to just leave in your ear. I'll leave them in even when I sleep for like a week, so it's just kind of a no-brainer. So yeah, so not participating in the chunky silver, but I already happen to have chunky gold earrings, so I will be wearing those in the fall, and it'll be fun. So in general, the thing about trends is there's positives and negatives. Trends can really help you get excited about your wardrobe again. It can breathe sort of a youthful energy into a more traditional wardrobe. So I definitely don't want this video to come across as like trends are bad or a certain trend is worse than another. It's all about just kind of looking at what's out there, what excites you, what you think you could live without, and what's actually practical to bring into your wardrobe versus what you know that you honestly are not going to wear in the next couple of years. So it's all about having that honest conversation with yourself and your goals too. If you're fine with, you know, say again, you're 20 years old, mid-20s, you're going out to the bars, having a good time, living your life, you're not really caring about building an investment wardrobe, then by all means indulge in the trends, find your style, find out who you are. But if you are trying to build more of an investment wardrobe that you're going to be wearing your pieces for, 5-10 years, then by all means be cautious about the trends and really be honest with yourself about the ones that work for you and the ones that don't. Let me know if there's another trend that you're really into right now or that you also will be avoiding in the fall. Very interested to hear if you picked up on other trends that are out there that I missed. So yeah, please let me know below, and I will see you all in my next video.